Cafe. Great coffee, simple.
All right, I am sitting with Cici, and we're talking all things to do with her recently released album, right?
Yeah.
To talk a little bit about her personal life. She just became a mom, right? But she's gonna share those stories with us. Thank you for having us, Cici.
For having you?
Yeah, well,
Well,
thank you for us having you. Well,
you are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you guys so much for inviting me to the show.
let's start off with the fact that you just became a new mom,
Yeah.
right? How has the experience been, and especially in a very trying time such as the time we're in?
Woo! Look, being a mom has been nothing but a blessing, and I think it has anchored a lot of, things that I do, and it pushes me to work harder. But also, it has reminded me of my self-worth, where I take less of the bullish, because I'm now answerable to another person. I'm responsible for another person other than just myself. But having a child in this COVID, it was tough, I remember being pregnant and being in the last trimester. I think it was 9-8 months, and all the shops were closed, and then my family was teasing me. They were like, we must name your son Tarzan because he's gonna be naked.
Not gonna be dressed.
You understand? So I come from a family where we laugh about the tough times, and we really just move. So it was also great because I had a great support structure, my family, husband. So that was, it was quite a relief.
You talk about having a strong structure and a family behind you. You know? Let's talk about the music itself now. I mean, you had to create this album in such a tough time, but the album sort of talks about you coming out of a dark space and moving into the light. Right? And I'm pretty sure your family had a lot to do with that. But let's talk about the creation of your album. You worked along with quite a few people in there. The likes of Mafiki Zolo, Donald is in there, Zion is in there. How have they helped you to keep creating even when you're at your lowest point?
I think I take those low moments and I put them in a song. There's a song called Ekol Good Sing Tati Kwamang Hambeng Tugenezwe. So it really just speaks about yo, can I just pop? You understand?
It's time to pop.
You understand? So it really just also speaks to other people that say, Ashafetu, when you're in the game, it's money, all the infrastructures that build an artist, those require money. PR, imaging, shoots, all of that stuff requires money, and it's just me also just speaking on behalf of the people who are facing challenges, who are losing jobs during the time near COVID. So it's really just taking everything that was happening and putting it into my music, because I know that if I'm very authentic with my music, and I think that's why people resonate with what I do.
Speaking of authenticity, 90% of your album was recorded in isiZulu. Is that the reason, just trying to be authentic at the best, highest level as possible?
Just also making African culture cool. It's cool to sing in my own language, and I feel like I reach a larger audience when I speak in my own language, other than when he's ngesi. Yabo mfethu mina ngiqhamuke emnambisi nje o taxi driver bayothenga umculo wami. Mase ngikhuluma isiZulu kakhulu, and be like, siyakusupporta kodwa manje isingisi uyasibulala. Abanye bethu abafundanga. So it really just makes you more relatable to a much larger audience.
Tell me more about it. What was the thought process behind the creation of the songs? The features that you had on there. What was the thought process behind the creation of this album?
It really just was taking my followers on a journey. Because my first album, like you said, was very dark. it was very sad. And then I call my albums like the audiobooks of Cici.
Okay.
Because I tell people my stories and my my personal life, but I find a tasteful way of like telling it, and that way is through my music. Recording the album, there were ups and downs. There were days where I felt like you know, but because it's something that you love and it's a passion, at the end of the day you will always go back to it. And I think that's why people always say do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Let's talk about the title of it, right?
Yeah,
it's very self-explanatory. Stop crying, or don't cry, right? Cry no more.
Get it together now.
Get it together now. Would you say that's the phase that you are in your life right now, just putting it together? I mean, you are a mom, you need to be strong for this little kid of yours. Is this the phase that you're in your life right now, and does this album explain exactly what you're going through?
Absolutely. I think it's just also teaching my son and then you know you grind, you move on, life goes on. You understand what I mean? And that album really just is about grace and gratitude, and love, and falling in love, and finding love again, and just to say to my followers, I've always said it's okay to start over, because the chapter that you are probably avoiding is the one you are supposed to be in. So you have to rewrite your own story. You have to write your own love story, even though you
just never know.
You'll never know.
You might be lucky next time.
You understand what I mean?
Like I said, you worked with such beautiful artists. Zion, I haven't heard from Zion in a long time. And for you to pull him out of nowhere.
You
put him on, you know. You put him on, you know. But which of the songs would you say was your ultimate favorite, and it touched you to the bottom part of
Can I just be honest? And it's not, I know like artists say, no, I can't pick one. I know, but I really can't pick one, you know. It really depends on the day, on the mood. I mean, Pilu Yaka was like my first single just before the album. That is a crazy song. I worked with Danya Devs from Black Diamond. I worked with Malum Vector. That's why you can hear a bit of Sutu here and there. So it really just depends on the day, you know what I mean? There's one for my mom, where I'm really just thanking her for being my pillar of strength and supporting me and protecting me, you know what I mean? So
it's a very interesting album that you've put together, because it's giving, you know, thanks to all these people around you and all of that. But what can you say to your fans? What can they expect from you? Of course, you just dropped an album, but what more can they expect from you before the end of the year and coming into next year?
I'm obviously hoping to go back onto set and continue with my acting career, and so I'm looking forward to that. Season 2 of The Kings of Joburg. And I just want to say shout out to Uncle Shaw for creating that platform and giving me that opportunity, and may his soul rest in peace. But I'm really excited to go back onto sets and do other stuff.
All right, thank you very much, Cici, for having us, for joining us once again.
I'm so great. I'm so great. You know, he feels like I invited him on his own set.
That much that was our chat, our couple chat with Cici. Just check out her album, Sugulila.
Why?
I was gonna say on all platforms, right?
Yeah, all digital platforms. Deezer, Tidal, Google Play, iTunes,
so you have no excuse for not checking it out. It is The Morning Show. I'm Obi Knows, signing out.